Yo, what's going on, viewers of the Chico Army? My name is Tyler of Chico Crypto, and welcome to another episode of the original Breaking Down the Blockchain, where we make blockchain and cryptocurrencies easier to understand for all. Add this coward to my amazing cap tower that's about to fall. So, today I would like to look at an extreme low cap coin with tons of potential tech-wise. The coin I am talking about is the Internxt project. So first, what is the project? Well, Internxt is a person-to-person cloud computing network that will allow users from across the world to connect and cooperate in the creation of a decentralized, more secure internet. So, why do we need this? Well, the biggest problem with existing cloud platforms is the security of data, which is due to the centralized structure of current cloud platforms. So because all this data is stored on centralized servers, there are multiple problems, including data loss, external hacks, internal hacks, data privacy, data sovereignty, and the threat of data destruction. In the normal architecture of cloud computing, there are three types of clouds. Private clouds, which are owned by an organization and they control the infrastructure and how it is accessed. Public clouds refer to resources accessible by anyone, usually over the public internet, and managed and owned by a third party such as Amazon Web Services. Finally, there is the hybrid cloud, which is a combination of the two with the connecting fabric in between. The deployment model of these structures leads to an abstraction of data away from the physical host, which leads to a loss of control and visibility of that data. Internxt has a solution for this, a new type of cloud computing platform where data is spread on a public network ran by users, but all the files are encrypted before being sent out. This means there is not a single attack point for hackers, which means it's incredibly complex for someone to grab a hold of the files. Even if they do, they cannot unlock them without the private keys held by the user. So the first service that will be built will be called the Xcloud, and it is a secure cloud storage platform with much more affordable prices than centralized competitors such as Dropbox and Amazon Web Services. Xcloud will have a desktop, web, and mobile interface that can dynamically change to suit the user's tastes. The interfaces consist of an easy-to-use folder where files are automatically synchronized with the meat of the platform, Xcore, which we will break down later. Unlike other decentralized platforms such as STORJ and Sia, the Xcloud will have a familiar user interface and seamless user experience, which will be easy for new users to transition into. Internxt knows it takes much more than superior tech to get early adopters and then mass market. Data from enterprises and business is different than data from the public. There are different requirements, and they also require certain legal protections. That is why Xcloud will also feature a separate enterprise-level cloud, which will conform to the General Data Protection Regulation. This version will also rely on the decentralized network, but Internxt will control and monitor the hosts which participate in it. Each host will need to sign a data processing amendment and adhere to certain standards to ensure data protection from a technical side, but also the regulatory side. So Xcloud is the service, but it is run by the Xcore. Xcore is a simple, downloadable, open source application that enables anyone to act as a decentralized node to store and transfer data with their unused computing resources. By downloading the open source software and renting out your unused computing resources, you will be paid in Internxt tokens. What's beautiful is you don't have to be on the computer. You can leave it running in the background and your computer will earn passive income. So Xcore is formulated by host computers and servers. This eliminates the need for a central controller, as each host is just as important as the last. The more hosts, the better the network will run. When a host signs up for Xcore, they will decide how much of their computer resources to designate to the network, as well as for how long. When a user decides to use the platform for storage, the Xcore automatically finds a host node specific to that user's location and balances the load of the data across multiple nodes. When a user places a file in a host computer, it will be encrypted with AES 256 bit. This encryption is the same type of encryption used by governments and banks to protect sensitive information. The data is then further protected by splitting the data into shards, which are spread across a decentralized network of nodes. This may sound a bit similar to STORJ, as Xcore is actually a fork of STORJ, but they have also implemented other technologies to improve network speed and the reliability of it. So Xcore includes JSON data interchange technology, which lets users work with their files in a highly structured file system tree where both a root folder and numerous subfolders can be created in a very simple manner. The basics of Xcore include three main components. You have the host, clients or users of the storage, and the bridge. The bridge functions to collect information about all the available disk space throughout active hosts. A client, when uploading a file from their computer, will first go through the bridge, which acts like a smart agent and decides the number of shards it should divide it into, as well as which host should store the shards. A similar process occurs when a user wants to retrieve a file from the cloud. The Xcloud app informs the Xcore about a file residing in the cloud. The bridge, holding the encrypted keys of both the user and the file, collects the necessary shards on the host computers. Neither the bridge or the host can read any of the content of the files, since the decryption process is executed on the Xcloud app holding the unique keys of the data owner. Now, this entire system is being released in Q3 of this year. If you sign up for the waiting list on the Internxt website, you'll have the chance to use the beta of Xcloud and Xcore earlier than others who don't sign up. You are also entered into a drawing to win 50 Internxt tokens each week until the beta release. The Internxt tokens are the core of the system and are used exclusively to pay the host. Users can pay with fiat, but what's sweet is Internxt will use that money to buy Internxt tokens and then distribute them among the hosts. So they have released pricing for the platform, and it's way cheaper than centralized systems. And it's very competitive with their direct competitors, STORJ and Sia. So with their most expensive plan, which is only $10 per month, the storage costs are only a penny per gigabyte, while STORJ is a penny and a half. So in March, Internxt announced a partnership with Civic, in which Internxt will use Civic's secure identity platform to authenticate, as well as the KYC, so companies can effectively identify the users. The partnership with this caliber of a platform leads to the legitimacy of this project, which in my opinion is undervalued for the product they are building. So taking a look at the price of Internxt, the token is trading at about $5.60 USD. The total market cap is only about $3.5 million. I told you this was a small market cap coin. And with a small total supply of coins, just under 630,000. Risk? Yes, but the reward could be outstanding, especially if they hit the mass market with a much more friendly user experience. Well, viewers, thanks for watching this episode of Breaking Down the Blockchain. Cheers, and as always, I will see you tomorrow. And I would recommend tuning in. It's going to be epic. Peace out.